Hello, hello, hello. Is this thing on? Welcome to the channel. Welcome to the channel. Welcome to the stream. Once again, it's Saturday night, and this is Bose 831 Gaming live on Twitch. And once again, this is my Farming Simulator 22 live stream series on Twitch. We're on the ELM Creek farm, and this is a continuation of my Farming Simulator 22 live stream series. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Good day, good night, or whatever time it might be in your neck of the world, or in your neck of the woods, I should say. Wherever you at, I hope you are having a great time, and just welcome aboard. Thank you for tuning in, and let's get into it. First of all, we're picking up from where we left off on the last live stream. We're in the process, of picking up stones from field 55, and that's where we're gonna get into it. Let's get the worker going again. First of all, let's back it up. Before we get that started, there were a couple of spots that I noticed that the worker had missed, and I just want to go ahead and touch those up right now. So we're going to turn on the stone picker and just go grab those real quick. There's one, and there's one other area that I was looking at, and let's go ahead and hit that one as well. And I think in the last stream, say I was going to go back and clean that up after the fact anyway, but we'll just go ahead and hit it now. And I'll just come back and touch up the rest of it after. I just wanted to get those two spots, but let's hire the worker. And we'll just keep an eye on them from here on and just kind of see where they go and what they do and just make sure that they don't miss any major spots. This field is not like a huge field, but we still just want to make sure that they, get all the stones off of the field. Since I play with stones on it, some players, Farming Simulator 22 players, don't really care for the stoning gameplay, or the stone gameplay element, so they turn the stones off. That is an option in the game menu. It's here. We can go take a look at it real quick in the game settings, if I'm not mistaken. Field stone. In here you can either turn it on or off. I've always played with it on. I have messed around with it a little bit on and off, and I experienced mixed results with it because even though you had the stones off, they still appeared in the field visually. So there was an issue there, and that was just kind of offsetting for me. I don't know why the worker is going right to left instead of left to right. I don't know why that is the case. Let's try setting them loose here. See which way he goes when he gets to the top of it. Yeah, because he literally turned around and came back down the field in the wrong direction. Alright, let's see. He's almost at the top, so we'll just kind of sit here and kind of watch him to see what kind of moves he makes. He goes right or he goes left. Let's see. And looks like he's going opposite field. Let's see. He turns, backs up and lines up Okay, the AI in this game can be incredibly um, silly sometimes. I don't get it. I mean, at times they can sense certain things, and at other times they don't sense anything. So, and it really befuddles me as to why they can't sense which part of the field has the stones in it and which part doesn't. Because you can even see it in the filters. When you turn on the stones in your filters, you can see that as well. I think the workers follow that same logic. Alright, he has a full load, so we're going to bring TLX over so we can dump these loaded stones. Like that. And now let's see, since he reached the bottom of the field, let's see if he goes the right direction this time. Does not look to be the case. He's still trying to go over the parts of the field that have previously been done and does not sense a single stone. Look at there, he's lining up. And if he drops the device, yes he does. So we officially went straight stupid on this joint now. I don't know why the worker is the AI worker is all of a sudden being this stupid, but we're just gonna have to manual it the rest of the way, I think, or at least a combination of manual and automated worker. We just can't leave them unattended because they're not smart enough to be left unattended, apparently. Alright. Okay, what? I thought it was lowered. Gosh, dang it. And this is not what I expected to be dealing with early on tonight. But we'll get it figured out. This worker situation kind of just threw me off a little bit here. Alright. Lower stone picker. Can we get it right this time, guys? Alright. Isn't that like amazing? What happens when you do it right? Alright, so go for it. And since he wants to go that direction, let's try starting on this side of the field, and then he can go right to left all day. Since it seems like that's what he wants to do right now. Alright, where are we at here? So, let's hop into truck and move the truck out of the way so we'll get into straight. Okay. Looking at the heads-up display, it looks like we're done here, but there's a spot that is showing as having stones on the map. I'm trying to see where that correlates with what's happening on the field. So let's see. Let me here. Okay, is that it? Nope, still seeing the little red dot. Let's zoom in here a little closer. Where is that at on the field? See if that correlates with that red dot. Should be nearby my present location. Is that it? There they are. I see you. Kind of zoom in, you can see some stones right there. If that didn't get it, I don't know what will. It did. Alright, let's refresh the graphic. Nope, no change, no change. Great. Alright, so I don't know what is being picked up and where it is on the actual map. We're still seeing some stones somewhere. And I'm supposedly right in the area where the problem is, but I'm not seeing a thing that correlates. But there you can see the little red dot. Alright, I got nothing. And it's starting to aggravate me, so we want to move on to something 100% less frustrating. I keep pressing the wrong doggone buttons and everything now, and it's just throwing me off, because that's where it would be. Alright. We'll just have that one spot with stones. Alright. Let's unload here. Stones. Okay, and now we're finished with the stone picking on field 55, allegedly. So we don't need to go ahead and return the least stone picker, I believe. Let's take a quick look at all of our own properties again to make sure. Yes, I think we're in good shape. So we're going to go to our lease items menu and hit A, return. Alright. Okay. And we have another load of stones. So we'll go ahead and take that to our production page where our stones to line. So we'll go ahead and do that real quick. I apologize tonight for kind of looping out for a little bit there earlier. But I'm back on now, and hopefully we won't have any other unplanned interruptions there where kind of wait from the keyboard for a second or two. Alright, let's see where we at. We want to unload the stones into our debris crusher. This is a modded debris crusher that also takes your stones and produces lime from your stones and water. Go ahead and take a look at that as well if you want to see that. And that's here, it's a lime production. And you can put water in here and then you can put stones and it will produce lime. And the storage in this device is already maxed out. But we'll still go ahead and turn it on. Alright, and that takes care of that. So I think that's all we have on the agenda for today. Just want to double check everything on the farm before we advance to the next day. Alright, let's go pick up our Massey Ferguson. And we'll go ahead and take that back to the farm. I don't think we have anything else we have going on here that we need to do. Still don't understand why this field is showing two different textures. But I'm just not going to let it drive me nuts right now. Alright, so we're back on the main farm. I'm going to leave the tractor dirty for now. I could go ahead and run the, actually, we will go ahead and clean it up. This gives me the opportunity to use another mod that I have installed. Let's go here to our miscellaneous. And I have two mods that also function as pressure washer, portable pressure washers. We have this American garden hose mod, and I think we also have a, if it's in this menu, I don't remember, yeah, this high pressure washer. We're gonna do that one. And when you go to the menu like you would for your, how about the tractor here? When you go to the switch hand tool option in the menu, you now have the option of the chainsaw, pressure washer, and we're gonna do the pressure washer. Just go ahead and clean the tractor up real quick. And we also have a pressure washer on the farm, so we'll still use that. We won't use the magic one all the time. Just wanted to go ahead and show you that real quick. Alright, and the Massey Ferguson is all clean and shined up and ready to go for the next operation. Before we advance the day, we want to check the animals, see if there's anything we missed there. Chickens, we feed them in the morning. Cows and pigs, same thing. Sheep still have grass. Horses have their riding taken care of. Their food most definitely can stand some coverage, as well as their straws. We'll deal with that in just a bit. We'll handle all that farm business on the next business day. So first of all, let's just go ahead and jump on over to the main farmhouse. Alright, and we're just about ready to jump into another day. One other thing I wanted to check was where we're at as far as the crop prices. What month are we in? We're in October, day 2. So essentially November, so we want to be looking at what items kind of pull the best prices in November. Looks like canola would be one of those as far as your crops go. Eggs also pull a great price, but we have those going into productions right now, so we're making that money back through a subsequent product instead of the original. And just kind of tabbing through other stuff here. We've already covered the canola and canola oil, also big earners in November and December. And I have a few mods installed that add some additional items to this prices menu, but we're not worried about those because we don't have any of those productions on the map as of yet. We can go ahead and sleep safely until the next day. So let's go ahead and move on to November. And this will be day 1 in November. Alright, so day 1 in November. We're going to start off by going to the main crop calendar. Take a peek at precision farming while we're there. And you still got that weird issue with Field 40 where it won't, the environmental score just won't adjust. The environmental score for these other fields that I recently purchased have slowly begun to update, and you see they're now in the 80s. Well, this one stays stuck on 70. Once I do certain things over here on this side, these scores should also rise up to be in the same area as my other fields in the 90s. Or straight 100 like the cornfield here in field 50. Or I'd even settle for some 96s like we have on the merge fields 45 and 46 on the main farm. Alright, long story short, we first start the day's farm operations. We always go into the yard work, so let's get our yard work done. First off, feeding the chickens. It helps if you actually have a little feed before you come this way. Let's try that again. This time, some barley. have a load of barley. Now we go back and try to feed the chickens. This time doing it the correct way. Boom, there's your barley. Had a little senior moment there. I had to realize what I was doing. Okay, we have the chickens fed, if I'm correct. Man, having a rough night tonight. I don't know why. Well, actually, yeah, I do. I'm a little bit getting on the tired side for whatever reason today. So my energy is a little bit down, but I'm still on live tonight, trying to give you guys content and keep this thing going, and so that's just what it is. We're just gonna have to kind of get through it tonight. On the next live streams episode, just had a lot of things happening in real life in the next couple of days. This is coming up on my lady's birthday and my birthday, so things are very close together. We're actually a few days apart. She's technically 8 years older. Same class, but just something. So there we got a family function. Today. Just kind of getting at the child's birthday celebration as well. And also, I don't think I've got much in my life. I'm also a bit of a insomniac when left to my own devices. So I don't always have the best practice as far as my sleep habits, so sometimes my energy levels will be all over the place. Today is kind of one of those days where I'm kind of in that area a little bit. So you see it play out a little bit more when I'm streaming for my live streams on Saturdays versus the ones I do on Wednesdays, because the ones I do on Wednesdays are a little bit earlier time. 7 and the 9 window is a little better than the 9 to 11 window, just depends what's going on. Alright, now we're going to grabbing some oat. We're going to address the situation with the feed for the horses that we're looking at earlier. So, short stable. This vehicle, this tipper is too large to fit neatly to the stable, if I'm not mistaken. Actually, no. I know there was a sway. That's it. The type of tipper it is. The ceiling is too low for the tipper to be all the way up. Take a look at the animal menu to see if we got it all in there, and we did. So we were able to fit the tipper in there enough to be able to dump or tip the oat to the silo. So we have the oat for the horses that's taken care of, so we can come back to the main farm and drop a leftover oat. Definitely want to go ahead and get that knocked out. Now we're going to go grab some seeds, and we're going to work on our greenhouses real quick. And one other thing I've been doing, I did kind of talk about this on some of my previous streams about my love for forestry and Farming Simulator 19 versus the lack of love for doing forestry I've had so far in my experiences with Farming Simulator 22. But I'm happy to say that my time between streams, as of late, I've had some time to do some testing with forestry and Farming Simulator 22, and it appears so far that I guess between some of the game updates they've made since the last time I really tried to do any real forestry and Farming Simulator 22, they made some updates that have had some impact on how the forestry works in the game, and so it seems to be a bit. So I'm definitely going to start probably looking at doing forestry again. I don't think we'll get into it in this series because this map really doesn't have any per se. It does have some forestry sections, but not really. So I don't know if we'll do it on this particular series or not. We'll have to see how that goes. I did do some forestry testing, and I am happy to say that it looks like a lot of the forestry issues with Farming Simulator 22 have been resolved, so you can definitely have a pretty decent experience with forestry in 22. Still, modders and forestry mods that we have in 19, we don't have in 22. Hopefully the mod makers will get some of those mods into the game. Some of them, what I'm talking about is the forestry related mods. There are some really great ones in 19. A few of them have made their way over to 22, but there's still a large number that have not made it. Had Farming Simulator 22 versions of certain mods released yet. I'm just hoping we'll get more of that. Especially some stuff. Two of my favorite modders when it comes to forestry equipment are NMC modding, it's called the North Modding Company. The other one's Black Sheep Modding. There's a lot of forestry stuff. They've always put out some of the best stuff as far as forestry mods go. So definitely you want to check some of their stuff out if you're on the mod hub, just kind of poking around some of the forestry equipment mods and stuff. Alright. So next up we need to go grab manure for the greenhouses. So we want to flip over to my other animal section of the farm. And this is where your cows and pigs are. And each of these areas also has their own manure heap extension. So we're just going to grab all the manure that's been produced at this point. Pigs. We should have plenty for the cows. And that we do. You see there, we got a full load there. Swing that back around. driving back to my normal driving tonight. Alright. That's how we do. Start driving 101. Alright, so we head back to the main farm. And this time we're going to be dropping off manure, which is used as a fertilizer for the greenhouses as well. And if you're just tuning in for the first time and you're looking at these greenhouses and you're like, okay, that's not in my game, it's because I'm not using the base game greenhouses, I'm using modded greenhouses. These modded greenhouses require different inputs other than the base game greenhouses. And as a result of any additional elements to the recipe for productions, these also produce more output than standard base game greenhouses. Alright, and what we're doing here is you'll see we're trying to hit all of the fill trigger points for the greenhouses. The way I have them lined up, you can't see exactly where the triggers are at, but I have them lined up this way for a reason. It makes it a lot simpler to come through one and make one pass to hit all of the greenhouses instead of making multiple trips. This will become even more evident when we come through and refill the water. But let's go to the greenhouses and just take a peek at how we've done. Okay, they should only be looking for water at this point. Alright, there's one where we missed the seeds apparently. Which is crazy to me, given how we do it and how meticulous amount of time I take doing that. It's okay. Alright, so are we done with the manure? So we can take this extra manure over to our biogas plant. Once again, my brilliant driving kicks in and it's kind of all over the place. Alright, so we want to drop off this manure to the mini VGA. And we'll go ahead and do that now. And then since we're here, we'll go ahead and grab any extra manure that's already here that's been generated. Alright, so we got most of the manure that's available now. We're going to take that over to the mini BGA and use this manure for the production of digestate. Alright, so we've unloaded the manure in a mini BGA, and we can kind of take a look at it, the mini BGA and the production chain menu, and you can see we have the manure production turned on, and the manure is turned into electrocharge, methane, and digestate, and that's already on and going, so manure is there, and that happens automatically. So you feed the production chain with the right ingredients. So we have that. Alright, so we're done with the 2LX 3500. We'll take that back. We're taking that back to the main farm. Alright, tonight the struggle is real. The struggle is real. Keep popping in and out here. So where are we at? We need to go to the animal, the cows and pigs portion of this process. So let's go ahead and grab we'll start with the straw blower, so let's go ahead and do that task first. So we're going to take the straw blower over to the cow barn. That there. There's the trigger. Not popping the trigger for whatever reason. It's usually not this finicky. I don't know why it's being so finicky right now. Alright, that one has me completely befuddled. Let's see. Alright, we got it there. Don't know what the heck is going on with the cows. Let's try it again. This trigger was not popping up. I don't know why. It was just being weird. See, now as soon as I hit the door immediately. What's different about this time than the first time I did it? Oh, maybe it was because Mr. Robot was coming through. There you go. Now we have the straw is filled to capacity, so we don't need to blow any more straw. And now we're going to go ahead and park the straw blower. We won't need it anymore for what we're doing. Okay, next up is pig feed. So we're just going to grab the pig food trailer and swing that around and drop that off. And again, that's my brilliant driving. Alright, pig food. We'll say yes. And now we're dumping all the pig food until it tells me the message that you see now, no more capacity for pig food. And as always, once I use it, I go ahead and buy enough to create another full load. Alright, so we're done with the pig food. We can go ahead and park this trailer back in our shed area. Alright, detach. And now we're gonna quickly kind of hop into our front loader here. Bring this back a little bit more. The next one we want to do is just kind of top off our automated bale feeder, robot feeder. It doesn't have to be maxed out, but we do want to go ahead and just kind of top it off. Wasn't able to grab two bales at one time. I'm just going to go with one. Yeah, should be able to keep that one on the spike, you would think. But even that's a struggle with the bumpy terrain that I'm having to work around. So we'll drop off that one silage bale. We could probably drop off about 4 or 5 of them. I think we'll only do 3. That should be sufficient just to keep the silo built into the cow barn full or close to full. drop off 2 more silage bales. Let's see where that leaves us. Boom, boom, boom. And that puts us at 89,000 liters. I think just for amusement purposes, I'm going to go ahead and max it out or get it as close to max as we can. Not just because I can. I don't like that little crazy bell just sitting there floating in the air like that. Definitely grab that one. Yeah, by the time I play around with getting it turned around, I might as well just have driven over there and drop it off. Drop this one off. And it should take that one, and that puts us at 92,000. I think silage has a capacity of 100,000, I think. Alright, so I'm going to grab that one. And I'm going to try to see if I can grab the one up top without disturbing everybody else. Let's see. It's too high. Alright, we got the 2. And knew that was going to happen. The dip. Once you hit the bump. The weight of these bales is actually pretty heavy. It's almost heavy enough to tip the front loader over because of the weight. You really should probably have a small weight on the back of the front loader just for the proper counterbalance. Alright. That one took a little longer to disappear, so that's right at 99,803. And I think that's why that one took a little bit longer, because we're close to the max capacity for silage. So now let's go grab some hay bales and straw bales. We'll start with the hay and work our way up. Alright, we're going to do these in 2s. Let's see if we can kind of get the bale spikes angled here in a way where I can do this without too much damage. The big bump here in the front is adding to the challenge, because as soon as I hit the bump, I'm out of position. Alright, we got it. But now we gotta keep it, come out of there and keep those bales on the spikes. Alright, we're able to make it out without losing a single bale. Alright, so we got 2 hay bales. We drop those in. It should eat both of those up, and it does. And now if you look at the hay, it's on 78,000, which is plenty, but not anywhere close to max capacity. So let's drop 2 more in there and see how they look after we do the 2 more. And again, you're coming off that big bump into a level area, and it can be very disorienting, especially when you're trying to operate bell spikes. And as you can see, that's too low. Bang. And because of what's happening here, it's causing me all kind of problems. Alright. Because literally you're coming off this huge bump that makes your spikes do that. And you immediately have to compensate for it. And it's always mostly having to overcorrect, because that's a huge dip. One that I haven't been able to smooth out. Yeah, I've even off camera tried deleting the sheds and then doing the landscaping and then placing this sheds back, and that did not work. What happens is once you remove the sheds, you are able to make edits to the terrain and smooth the terrain out. But the thing that I found in my testing, as soon as I place the sheds, it creates different it changes the terrain, whether you had it smoothed out or anything else when you place the sheds, or for that matter when you place any buildings. The game automatically does some weird terrain editing thing, and it's not always a smooth terrain edit that happens. In the case of these sheds, when you place them, it actually creates like an area around the sheds that's kind of a little bit of a higher level. Alrighty, that sucks that we had a hay bale that fell through there into the middle between these 2 sheds. I'm gonna have to clean that up at some point when I'm trying to figure out this whole deal with the get on there. At least when I'm cleaning up my bale stacks. Alright, there's 2 more. And they fit in there nicely. 1 and 2. And as you can see, we're looking at hay. Hay is 91,000. So we could throw 1 or 2 more in there. Because I don't think I have the liftable bale. Yeah, these are mass 235. There is a liftable bales mod out for console that could alleviate this issue that I'm having here. think what I am going to do, because the OCD in me is going to drive me nuts and not do anything with it. I'm going to try something here. Let's see if we can go in there and grab that one. Because if it fit in there, it definitely can come back out. Looks like there's an invisible barrier here between this area that's not letting me stick the bell spikes in there, huh? That's interesting. Yeah, because I can't. They seem to poke through the bottom, but not at least not enough to grab the bell. Alright, so it would have to be done with an auto load trailer. Alright. That's the only way you're going to move that out of that spot. But I think I will do that momentarily. Let's go ahead and grab 2 more bales. We're gonna grab a auto load bale trailer and just clean all of this up. That you see here. Once we're done, no! Oh, it still took it. Cool. Alright, the robot's mixing the TMR. That's why everything is closed up right now. Hay is maxed out anyways, so that's why it won't take that last bale. So we can just go ahead and grab this one. It's not going to take that bale right now. Alright, so we're just going to drop that back out. Yeah, we're gonna come back in here with a. I'm gonna come back in here with an auto load trailer, and we're gonna clean all of this up. Okay. Alright. Okay, what's knocking the bale off of the spike? I'm not quite sure what is happening there. hit that bump, it makes your spikes go up too high. Alright, so we're just going to grab that one right now. Drop that off. And that should be plenty for the straw. And straw is at 59 something or other. So we can drop off probably 2 more straw bales. Alright, so we have the 2 straw bales. And they're not being chopped up. So straw is maxed out at 60,000 must be. And having the 2 bales there just sitting there visually is not going to sit well with me, so we're going to just go ahead and take those back out. So now that we know what the numbers are kind of over here, we're looking at. I'm sure we probably need to talk about the mineral feed, because we haven't put any mineral feed in this thing since we had it here. So hay is 100,000, silage is 100,000, straw is 60,000 looks like, which means mineral feed is probably 100,000 as well. We could put these 2 straw bales into the blower. Oh. I was trying to stop, but it wouldn't stop. It just kept rolling even though I was hitting the brake. Not great brakes on this device. Alright, so we can just drop those 2 right in there. Bada boom, bada bing. And that looks good. Looks really good. So that's what we wanted to go for. And we got it. So, finally, one thing now that's still kind of bugging me, and I am going to address that right now, I think. So we'll just leave this out. We're going to lease a bale trailer. That's going to drive me crazy. We're going to clean that up right now. What am I looking for? Bale loaders. I'm going to do the mod PGRAT 85. I'm going to use the shorter one. I don't need any of the longer ones with the larger bale counts. See, we have the 85, 100, 115, 130, and as you can see, The bale capacity, max bale capacity changes with each one. 85, it's 28. With 100, it's 32. With 115, it's 36. With 130, it's 42 bales. But as you can see, not just the capacity, but the length of the device also increases. And the longer it is the harder it can be trying to drive and navigate and all that good stuff. So we want to lease the 28 bale configuration. And we want to go pick that one up from the shop. Oh, shoot. I already made a huge mistake. We're going to have to return that lease because I forgot to make one critical selection in my lease. Return. Let's try this again. We want to go back to the bale loaders. And let's select the 85 again. And this time make sure we have automatic bale loading as a yes. If I purchased it, I could change that at any time as long as I'm in a workshop. But when you lease something, whatever your selections are, there's etched in stone at the time of you completing the lease. And if you mess up on something on the lease, you're going to have to return that item and lease another copy of that item with the correct settings or configuration. If you mess that up while you're doing your lease. If you own it, you can just take it to your workshop and change the configuration at any time. But anywho, we're going to drive over to the shop and pick up the automatic bale loader. And I think you've seen me do this in one other episode, but we're going to have to, right now we're just going to do some bale cleanup. Do some bale cleanup and bale stacking, restacking of the bales. First we got to go pick up that bale trailer because that's going to be a critical tool in what we're trying to do here. And there have been some updates to the liftable bale mods that I haven't tested yet. I'm going to have to do some testing with that mod off camera as well. The issue with that mod, at least as far as my gameplay is concerned, is you have to use the bales that are created with the baling devices that are associated with that mod. So basically that mod has its own separate set of base game equipment that creates the liftable bales if you don't buy the bales from the shop. You have to get the version of the baler device, a baling device that creates the modded bales. And not every mod creates the modded bales, it's just the specific ones that are part of that pack. Now, for most of my baling operations, I use the Vicon Fast Bale, which is really Kubota, and I traded that one in, the original Vicon Fast Bale I had for the Kubota branded version of the Fast Bale. That's the one I like to use. But as I understand it, there was an update to liftable bales pack mod, where now the Vicon Fast Bale is part of some of the balers included in that pack, so I may have to revisit that issue. And I want to do some testing on it just to see. So now, whoops, coming in a little too fast and hot there. Let's turn the trailer over and the tractor over. In position. Alright, so here's what we're going to do. It's going to be a little tricky, but we're going to try to scoop up straw bales first, because when I try to clean up the hay bales, I don't want to accidentally mix up a load of straw and hay bales. So I'm going to try to be slick here and see if I can grab as many of the straw bales first and try to move them out of the way first. Then we're going to come back and try to grab the hay bales and get them stacked back like they're supposed to be. So I'm going to select Y for unload bales. Now the bales are like ethereal, they're like ghost bales, and I can move them around, get them situated. Select Y for unload bales here, and drop them there. If I play my cards right, kind of swing around here, reset, operating position. I can kind of come in and cut close enough where we can snap up the remaining bales here. It's going to be very tricky. Alright. Not bad, not bad. Now we just need to see if we can snap up those two stragglers. We might have it. Boom, boom. Alright. Good job, good job. That's what I was shooting for. Alright, the same exercise. I'm going to come through and do unload bales, then move the ghost bales over. Oops, that was almost a disaster. Unload bales here. Because it doesn't really matter now because it's not the final stacking place. That was just showing you an example of how the ghost bales are not as ghostly as they might appear to be. Reset, position, and then snap these bad boys up. And it still didn't pick up that one bale, which has me worried. Alright, so unload bales. Unload bales. Alright. Left to side, side to side. I'm trying to find the controls from up and down. Okay, there we go. Unload bales here. Reset. Alright. Can we please pick up that one stupid bale? Set, operating position. Gotcha. Yes. Finally. Transporting position. Alright. So we did all of this work. Now, for what? Now we're going to try to restack everything. in the order that we need for productive work. So unload bales and unload bales here. Now we're going to start with the hay. We want to bring the hay back in first. Reset, position. This is my concept here. I'm going to try it out and see if it works. And we're going to do the hay bales first. So we're doing transporting. Come in on the side. Get it lined up to where I want to place them at. I'll try to get it as straight as I can, because once you're underneath the shed, it's kind of hard to get the camera to behave. It gets super jumpy. Kind of. Some of that's for obvious reasons, because we're in a covered building, so the camera doesn't know what to do at certain points in time. Alright, so we're going to unload bales. Drop them down. And do bales here. That's good. And we want to do a reset. Now, it's a tricky operating position. Seeing how these bales are stacked. That's one position. I want to stack them in the reverse order from how they appear now. The incomplete double stacks facing towards the rear. So we want to come back in, but come from this direction. Right? Get close, but not too close. Because as you saw, the ghost bales will affect other bales if you're moving them around. So we're going to do unload bales. And make sure we drop them down. And I want to get them close to the other stack, but not too close. That would disturb the whole stack. Alright, unload bales here. Alright, good. That's great. That's what we were looking for. Now, for the second phase of the project, we're going to reset operating position, and we're going to try to do the same thing with the straw bales. Whoa. Well, that worked out beautiful. Somehow I ran over the doggone bale. And now I'm stuck on a bale. That's insane. Sometimes you can't make it up, ladies and gentlemen. Alright, we got it. Alright, next up we're going to try this again. But this time we're doing it with straw bales. We're just going to line it up. See there? That's a good job. That's a good spot. We're just going to kind of straighten her out. And that's a great spot right there. So we're going to do unload bales and just drop them right on down and move them to the side. Line them up. And unload bales here. And we got that one. Step 2. Let's hope it goes just as smooth. that turned around. Alright, we got them all picked up. Transporting position. And this is all a single row stack, so nothing special here. We just need to get them lined up and just drop off that load. And we can just drop straight in here and just line this stack right on up. About right there looks like the sweet spot. And select unload bales. And drop them right on down in there. About right there looks good. Unload bales here. Alright, I think we got it. So let that go. Disconnect the bale trailer and grab our lower and move it back into position. The other little stack of silage bales that we have in this side of the shed, we want to keep those where they're at. Because these are two distinct groups of silage bales. The orange ones are still in the fermenting process. The white ones have already been fermented and are now silage bales. Orange ones are in various stages of fermenting. In fact, we can just take a look at them and you'll see what I'm talking about when you get closer to it. It shows in the bale information, it shows on who it's owned by. There's grass, 3,500 liters. We're fermenting. You see where it says 48%. That's where this bale is at in its fermentation process. It's about halfway through. When it reaches 100%, this bale will no longer be grass, it'll be silage. You see the mass is 620 kilograms. By comparison, we can go look at one that's fully fermented, and this is what you'll see when you look at the bale information. It simply says bale owned by, and silage 3,500 liters, and the same mass 620 kilograms. So those are your differences between a wrapped grass bale that's fermenting and a wrapped silage bale. That is simply a grass bale that has fermented into silage. Alright, so we have finished with the leased bale trailer. We can return that back to the shop. And I just realized earlier in the show there was one step I forgot to also perform while I was doing my farm work with the greenhouses. We forgot to do water for the greenhouses. I'm going to go ahead and do that real quick. We're probably going to wrap the show because I don't think we'll get into anything else significant tonight. The riding of the horses. Right now we're just going to do water. Back here. So just want to go ahead and fill it up so we don't have to backtrack. So we're going to fill the water tanker to its max capacity. water trigger works a little differently. When you find a fill point with the water trigger that needs to be filled, it will refill automatically once you drive over a trigger. Dump trailers don't work the same way for some odd reason. So with the water, all I have to do is just drive through. When it hits a spot that needs water and it's not full to capacity, it'll start unloading automatically. I can literally just keep driving forward until you see the numbers start moving again, and that's when I know I need to slow down and stop until the numbers stop. Alright, so back up. Alright, and there you see it in a nutshell. So that's your water. Water is complete. We can drop off the water tanker trailer. Since this is really a taking care of animal-centric episode tonight, want to take a look at our sheep, which are for the most part almost always kind of drop the grass bales off and forget it. So I just want to check to make sure that they still have grass. They do. And next up is our horses. And we did top off their oat. And turn that off because that's full. No, bread's out of space. Ew. So we're gonna need to sell some bread too, huh? Just noticed that where are we at? Prices for bread. When is the best month to sell bread? Bread is best sold in December. Alright, so we're coming up on the best month to sell bread. Alright, before I got distracted slightly there, we wanted to hop on over to the horse stables. And just want to address the straw situation first. We're dropping on to our locomotive. We're gonna grab some. Eventually. Did we ever fill this thing? Oh. There, start filling straw. And since we haven't done this in a while, it's probably going to take a few trips. Normally it's just 1 or 2 trips. We're done. Let's see. So it's still 1 trip, even though we had let it get pretty low. So that's good to know. So we're done with the Kubota. We just need to do that operation real quick. So now we could just work on riding the horses and getting that need out of the way for the horses. Alright, back up, back up. Gotta get up to speed so you can jump the stupid fence. There we go. And you know the system I've used here, if you've been watching me on these streams long enough. We're just going to take the horse for a little short trip. Right up the road from the stable. And around the corner a little bit till they reach about 50%. And then we turn around and head back to the stable. And by the time you get back to the stable, your riding is 100% or very close to it. So it's just a quick way to kind of get the horse's riding need knocked out or taken care of. Alright. And we're coming up on the tail end of the episode here. We're probably going to end right when we finish riding all the horses, it looks like. We'll have to see just how it all times out. And I just wanted to I'm going to have to take a peek at the fields to see what we have next on the agenda as far as our field work. I don't think we have anything left that we need to do as far as like planting, putting down lime, or I do need to check the fertilizer status on some of my fields, so we do need to check that because I'm not 100% on where we're at on the fertilizer. If we have a field that may need to be fertilized, I don't think we do, but we shall check here in just a moment. Alright, while he's going, alright, we have 42 and 54 that we need to take a peek at. And from the precision farming standpoint, that should tell me something. 42 and 54 in the green, so they won't need to be fertilized anytime soon. Those are the only fields that I have that. I do need to also take a quick peek at my grape field to see if we have if the grapes are ready to be pruned. And there's a couple of mods I have installed that I'm considering looking at using on this map to deal with the whole grape situation as well. The mod also does potatoes and sugar beets as well. But basically it's a mod that sets up the grapes and potatoes and sugar beets and a couple of other crops in a open air greenhouse like situation, but they work and behave just like the base game greenhouses, give or take a few things here and there, but it's essentially the same concept, and you don't have to do all the planning and harvesting and all that stuff. You just do just like you do for the greenhouses. Let's see. Alright, that's 2. The reason why I haven't touched that mod yet is because to a certain degree, there are some play elements that I do tolerate as far as that might be a little cheaty. But there are other gameplay elements that I don't really feel that comfortable using certain mods because they make it, to me, feel a little too cheaty, While I definitely do love, certain cheating mods, especially when it's things that affect the quality of life, if you will, and how you play the game, and also the quality of, when I speak to the quality of life, I'm also talking about the performance of certain somewhat time-consuming tasks, even though I understand it kind of adds to the quote virtual realism, if I guess is the term you would say. But sometimes, there are limits to my virtual realism because, my real time has value as well as my virtual time. And just sometimes you want to get certain stuff in the game knocked out and don't want to spend hours and hours and hours doing it because you want to, experience some other different things in the game. And if you're spending hours doing that one thing, you don't get to do some of the other, some of those other things that you could do in the game. But again, as I've also talked about on previous streams, there's no right or wrong way to play the game. You play the game in a way that works the best for you and whatever is fun for you. And thankfully, we have this incredible modding community for Farming Simulator 22 that provides mods that support all styles of play. And that's a great thing. That's really what the mods should do, is kind of modify the way you play the game in a way that suits your style and your purposes. And of course, it's fun. Alright. Well, since I got this horse, we're gonna with this particular ride, we're gonna circle around to our orchard. And we're gonna take a peek at our orchard, and we're gonna come back this way. Alright, and everything in the orchard is in the yellow, so looks like we can prune. So we're gonna have to grab our pruner, and that may be where we end it tonight and where we pick up on the next episode. Alright. I had almost forgot about the grape orchards because they're grapes. In the order of operation with grapes is quite a bit different from the order of operation for your grain and your root crops. Okay, back up. I was about to call the horse Pegasus, the way she was just floating just now. Alright, so that's all of the riding. Or is it? If they can just be still enough, go ahead and get them cleaned up. And then we'll be done with the horses once everybody's clean. Okay, I'm missing somebody. I think that's all of them. Let's go take a peek at the horses. Yeah, okay. They're great. Alright. So we just realized we need to do some pruning, so we want to actually grab the configuration that you see right there in front of you. Go over. Grab the device. Great. Roads. Providus MP122 OCEA. That's your pruner. And we're going to ride on out to our grape orchard. We can some pruning. Alright, so coming up on the last 5 minutes of the stream, we're just going to have to wrap it up here, for sure. First, let's unfold the corner. Get our equipment lined up, and turn that bad boy on. There you have it. Pruning 101. And this is going to start, reset the growth cycle for the grapes. They will start regrowing automatically after pruning. So there you have it, folks. But like I say, this is where in the last few minutes of the stream. I want to thank everyone for tuning in and watching tonight. As always, follow me and provide your support. I'm on all the major social media platforms as Bose831 Gaming. That's Twitter, Twitch, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, Bose831 Gaming on each of those platforms. Please continue to like, comment, and subscribe. Let me know how I'm doing. And thank you for your support. And like I always say, if you're not having fun doing what you do, what are you doing? And again, this is Bose831 Gaming. I appreciate your support. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for watching. And I will catch you on the flip side. Have a great day, evening, or whatever it may be where you're at in your part of the world. I will catch you on the flip side. And just a closing reminder as we fade on out here in this last minute. When we come back in on the next live, we're going to be picking up exactly where we're leaving off tonight. So again, I'll see you then. Thank you, thank you, thank you. All that you do, continue to support Bose831.